We all know Jason Morgan is finally on his way to freedom. The deal has been struck, the WSB is backing off, and the nightmare is supposed to be over. But is it? If you ask me, the physical cage might be opening, but Jason is walking right back into an emotional prison. And the warden of that prison? Britt Westbourne. I know. They have history. They have love. But if we really strip away the romance and look at the cold, hard facts, we have to ask ourselves a terrifying question. Has Britt ever brought Jason anything other than absolute catastrophe? But wait, it gets worse. Let's not look at this as a straight timeline. Let's look at the domino effect. Because guys, this is where it gets interesting. Every single disaster in Jason's recent life can be traced back to one specific trigger. Tween A leads to Tween B. Britt decides she needs to go on the run. That is the first domino. She panics, she feels cornered, and she makes a desperate choice. That choice forces her to reach out to Jason. Domino number 2 falls. Jason, being the ultimate protector, drops everything and rushes to the pier to meet her. Domino number 3. If Britt never plans that escape, Jason is never standing on that dock. He is somewhere else, safe, living his life. But he is there. And because he is there, Ross Cullum corners them. The tension explodes. And then everything spiraled. Rocco Falconeri steps out of the shadows. A kid, terrified and desperate to protect Jason, pulls the trigger. Bang. Ross Cullum goes down. That wasn't the real problem. The real problem was what happened next. Jason, staring at a young boy holding a smoking gun, makes a split-second decision that ruins his life. He takes the fall. He lets the WSB slap the cuffs on him. He gives up his freedom, his family, and his future, all to protect Rocco's innocence. But let's trace that back. Why was Rocco in a position to shoot Cullum? Because Cullum was hunting Britt and Jason. Why were they there? Because Britt called him, the dominoes just keep crashing into each other, and Jason is the one buried under the rubble. Here is where things get messy. This isn't just a one-time string of bad luck. This is a terrifying, repeating pattern. Let's rewind the clock for a second. Do you guys remember the absolute chaos from years ago? The desperate mission to rescue Liesel Obrecht? Jason didn't have to go. He didn't have to risk his neck. But Britt was involved, and Britt needed him. So, what did Jason do? He charged right into the fire. And what was the result of that heroic rescue mission? A devastating tunnel collapse. The walls literally caved in on him. But that's not even the biggest surprise. Jason didn't just get a few scratches in that tunnel. He vanished. For over 2 long, agonizing years, Jason Morgan was presumed dead. 2 years. Think about the collateral damage of that single event. Think about Danny Morgan. Danny had to grow up, blow out birthday candles, and learn how to navigate the world without his father by his side. All because Jason followed Britt into a nightmare. You would think that after losing 2 years of his life, Jason would learn to keep his distance. But no. Guys, this is where it gets absolutely insane. Britt, who everyone thought was dead, suddenly, miraculously returns to Port Charles. And the second she steps back into town, it is like a gravitational pull of disaster. The cycle instantly reboots. The moment she is back in his orbit, Jason is thrown right back into the meat grinder. He sacrifices his safety. He takes insane risks. And once again, it ends with him in chains, locked away by the WSB, losing his freedom all over again. I know what some of you are screaming at your screens right now. You are saying, but Britt is a victim too. And you are right. I am not denying that for a second. Britt was brutally manipulated. She was fed a sickening lie about having Huntington's disease by Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell. She thought she was dying. She was used as a pawn in the cold fusion project. She has suffered immensely. But guys, suffering doesn't erase the facts. If you look at the raw results, every single time Jason chooses Britt, his life takes a violent turn into a brick wall. Every single time. There is no peace for them. There is no quiet domestic life. There is only gunfire, kidnappings, fake diseases, WSB black sites, and years of lost time. In my eyes, Britt has become an unbearable weight around Jason's neck. She is a walking tragedy, and Jason is the one who constantly pays the toll. If you ask me, this relationship has crossed the point of no return. The damage is too deep. The scars are too wide. I just do not see a happy long-term future for Jason and Britt anymore. But wait, what if the writers know this? What if General Hospital is setting us up for the most mind-blowing bait and switch in soap opera history? Let's talk about the ultimate twist. Let's talk about Sam McCall. We have all been told that Sam is dead. We mourned her. Jason mourned her. Danny and Scout were left shattered. But what if that was nothing but a massive, elaborate smokescreen? Think about it. The WSB is corrupt to the core. We just saw Ross Cullum operating a massive rogue syndicate right under everyone's noses. We know they fake deaths. We know they hide people. What if Sam McCall never actually died? This changes everything. Imagine this scenario. Jason Morgan is finally released from WSB custody. Jocelyn Jacks pulled off her secret deal with Z. The paperwork is signed, and Jason walks out into the sunlight. But he doesn't just go home to relax. He gets a tip. A whisper. A single piece of evidence that points to an off-the-books WSB black site located miles away from Port Charles. And that evidence suggests one impossible thing. Sam is alive. Nobody saw this coming. Jason doesn't tell anyone. He goes completely off the grid. He gears up, taps into his old mercenary instincts, and infiltrates this heavily guarded facility. He is taking down guards, bypassing security, moving like a ghost through the corridors. And then he kicks open a heavy steel door in the deepest basement of the compound. The lights flicker, and there she is. Sam McCall. Guys, just picture the raw emotion of that moment. After months of agonizing grief, after believing he would never see her face again, Jason is standing right in front of her. The sheer shock, the tears, the realization that they have a second chance at life. He breaks her out. He brings her back to Port Charles in the dead of night. And then everything explodes in the best way possible. Imagine the scene at the Morgan house. Danny and Scout are sitting in the living room, still carrying the heavy grief of losing their mother. The front door opens. Jason walks in, and right behind him steps Sam. The kids freeze. They can't believe their eyes. And then absolute waterworks. They run to her. A shattered family, completely glued back together in one miraculous moment. If you ask me, this would go down in history as one of the most legendary, emotionally devastating reunions General Hospital has ever pulled off. Jason and Sam, finally free from the mob, free from the WSB, deciding to just be parents, deciding to rebuild the life that was stolen from them by so many villains and so many tragedies. They get a fresh start. A real one. But where does that leave Britt Westbourne? This is where the drama reaches its absolute peak. Britt just found out she isn't dying of Huntington's disease. She has her whole life ahead of her. She is sitting in Port Charles, waiting for Jason to come home, dreaming of their future together. And then she sees it. Maybe she walks past the Metro Court, or maybe she is standing outside Jason's house. She looks through the window. She sees Jason. She sees Sam. She sees Danny and Scout laughing, crying, holding on to each other. And in that one crushing second, Britt realizes it is over. She realizes that she has lost Jason Morgan forever. The man she loves, the man who went to prison for her, the man who vanished in a tunnel for her, has finally found his true home. And it isn't with her. I can just see the tears welling up in Britt's eyes as she takes a step back into the shadows. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't scream. She just walks away, knowing that Jason has finally found the peace that she could never, ever give him. Now, I know this is all just my personal speculation. There is no official confirmation that Sam is alive or that Jason is going to drop Britt the second he gets out. But guys, you have to admit, the pieces fit perfectly. The tragedy of Jason and Britt has run its course. It is time for a massive, game-changing shock to the system. What do you guys think? Are you still holding out hope for Jason and Britt? Do you think their love can survive all this trauma, the arrests, the missing years, and the constant danger? Or are you like me? Are you praying to the soap opera gods that Sam McCall is sitting in a secret WSB cell right now, just waiting for Jason to kick the door down and bring her home to their kids? I am going to keep my fingers crossed, because in Port Charles, the things that seem the most impossible are usually the exact things that are about to happen. The drama is escalating, the secrets are unraveling, and I promise you, we are nowhere near the end of this explosive ride. Let me know all your wild theories in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next update.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.